So what happened was I ordered a Christmas tree from Michael's and it didn't have its stand. So then I tried to see if I could get just a replacement stand sent to me or a partial refund so I could just buy them. And they said all I could do was return it and get sent a full new thing as a replacement. And it's already only like 9 days until Christmas, so that just wasn't gonna work. So I just went and returned it to the store. And then last night I went on Walmart and I ordered Walmart delivery for this morning for a tree so that I can have one. I don't know why I didn't just like look into that in the first place. We're gonna have a tree. So one be holly jolly. Ooh, this looks so nice. The other tree I also did not know was glittery. Got glitter everywhere, and so that was also another part of just like not wanting the same tree anymore. I was like, how about a tree that's not gonna get glitter everywhere? Ooh, and yesterday I did buy this gingerbread house like tree collar. Piece number 2. Oh. Number 3 at the bottom. And the stand. Would you look at that? A stand. A stand. Instruction. My last tree didn't even have like instructions either. It was crazy.
But my boo-boo has a cola.
Hey guys, welcome back to Likewise's 3rd annual Podmas. Today is a mini-sode as our weekday episodes are, and I have a Bing flavor I don't think I've shown you guys yet. Black cherry, it's really good. It's probably up there right under raspberry as my number 2 fave. So getting a little caffeinated and ready to record. I'm so excited for this mini-sode. This is like the one thing I knew before Podmas even started I wanted to talk about. My topic today is all things Coca-Cola Christmas. I think it was just a couple months ago. I was at my parents' house and my dad had some like history guy on YouTube, and he was talking all about like the history of how Coca-Cola like tied their marketing to Christmas and changed a lot of things about Christmas as we know it. And I was so intrigued by it and invested in it that it's become like a new niche interest of mine. I'm going to share some of this stuff with you because it's so fun and fascinating and festive. So all things perfect for Podmas. Get yourself a fun beverage, maybe a Diet Coke, I don't know, or cherry Coke, cherry vanilla, my personal favorite. So yes, let's just get into it. I feel like we've had such a soda resurgence in the last couple years. It has to be because of how much more the Mormons are in the public eye. Like dirty soda, swig, like I feel like the resurgence of how much people care about and talk about and make soda their personality has to be because of Mom Talk. Has to be. I think I saw that Target had like Dr. Pepper or Coke themed like Christmas sweatshirts this year, and that had me thinking about that a little bit. So we all know Coca-Cola Christmas ads. We all know Coca-Cola Christmas. Like, it is no surprise if I say Coca-Cola Christmas that you'd be like, what? Like, I'm not making that up. We all know that there is a connection there. There's always iconic Coca-Cola Christmas ads. If you go to a vintage store, there's a bunch of different collectibles, old Coca-Cola Christmas glasses, everything. Special packaging around the holidays on the actual like boxes of soda cans, and more. There's probably so many more things I could list. Do you really know Coca-Cola Christmas? Let's find out. Winter, obviously, this should be no surprise to anyone. Winter used to be a very slow season for soda, and Coca-Cola had been wondering like, what can we do to like really ramp up our marketing and make it work and make it successful to increase our soda sales in the slow season? Like, what can we do? And they found a way to lean on the magic of Christmas to boost their sales. In the 1930s, Coca-Cola ended up having just some extreme success and popularity with their Christmas ads featuring Santa Claus. And what they had actually done in the 1930s was they commissioned an illustrator named Haddon Sundblom. Haddon Sundblom? Haddon Sundblom. That's probably how it's pronounced. To create a new Santa Claus for their ads. And they really wanted to show Santa Claus himself. Like, this is supposed to be the real Santa, not just a man dressed as Santa, like most ads or features of Santa had been prior to this. A lot of people will say that Coke invented Santa, and that is not true, obviously. Important note, Santa already existed, and illustrations, drawings, all these things already existed. Coke did not invent Santa, but they helped popularize and like modernize this image of Santa that we know today. And before they had this illustrator create the Santa they really ran with and got popular with, Coca-Cola had actually featured Santa in ads in the 1920s before this, but a very different version or style of Santa, not this new like Santa not man dressed as Santa. Santa, how many? Don't do this. Don't take a drink every time I say Santa. Anyways, in my head, from what I've read, I feel like the transition from old Santa to new Santa really happened in 1930. There was an artist named Fred Misen who painted a department store Santa in a crowd drinking a bottle of Coke. Okay, I'm reading all of this part directly off of what Coke has on their website. The ad featured the world's largest soda fountain, which was located in the department store Famous Bar Co. in St. Louis, Missouri. His painting was used in print ads that Christmas season, appearing in the Saturday Evening Post in December 1930. And it was very successful, very well known. And so in my head, that's when they were like, we gotta get on this Santa thing. We can really do something with Santa. And Sundblom, the illustrator who made the famous Coke Santa, was inspired by the most like famous Christmas poem when developing his illustration of Santa. The poem is a visit from St. Nicholas, but most people would know it as 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Yeah, that one. The literal 'twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. That whole thing is that. That was that. He was inspired by that. And so he took details from that when he made this new Santa. That's where we get this like warm, happy, plump Santa in a red suit with white trim. Something else I thought was a really fun fact is that he actually used his friend Lou Prentice as a model when making the painting. So he modeled it off of a real person, which is kind of fun. So obviously Coke's ads start rolling out with this new Santa, and they carry this on for many years because it's doing so well. Santa himself, not man dressed as Santa, enjoying a bottle of Coca-Cola. And this just really created such a big subconscious association for the consumer between Coca-Cola and Christmas. And people ate it up. People loved Coke Santa. On the Coke website, they were saying that people paid such close attention to their Santas that over the years, if any small detail about the Santa changed in the artwork, people wrote in letters about it. People called out like Santa's belt buckle being backwards one year, which actually happened because after Lou Prentice died, the artist's friend who he was like live painting off of, he started modeling himself and looking in a mirror and painting. So that's why the belt buckle would have been backwards. Hopefully that's like actually true. People mentioned that. People sent in a bunch of letters when one year Santa didn't have a wedding ring on, and they were asking Coca-Cola to like please explain what, like why, like what happened to Mrs. Claus. With the success of that also brought more characters than just Coke Santa. So in 1942, Coke introduced Sprite Boy. The name comes from the Sprite Boy being an elf sprite, you know. This is actually before Sprite even existed. Coke didn't introduce Sprite until the 60s, and so Sprite Boy predates Sprite Soda, which is kind of fun. Sprite Boy was also created by the same illustrator. Something that I find very unfortunate about this now is that the recent Coca-Cola commercials and advertisements for the holiday season over the last 2 years have been made by generative AI. Tisk tisk. Like, it's so disappointing because this is a brand whose most iconic, most memorable marketing and advertising, especially for the holiday season, has been made by real people, real human artists. The holidays are coming. Yeah, that one. It's said that they involved around 100 people to make this generative AI commercial, including 5 AI specialists who generated and refined over 70,000 clips. Which, is that really necessary? Like, how much are they really saving? I almost think these companies are spending more money on using generative AI than they would if they just hired real artists, right? I would much rather see them tap into artists in the way that they used to, or even rerun and bring back some old nostalgic ads from the past that people remember. The Holidays Are Coming ad has actually been like the ongoing narrative and message for Coca-Cola's holiday commercial since it debuted in 1995. So instead of using AI, why don't we just bring back an old memorable one, or remake it, or even just make something new? It's just so unnecessary. Or in my head, I was thinking about how they brought Share a Coke back this year, and they could have naturally created a story around that for a holiday campaign. Duh. So I don't know what's going on in that office, but I'm glad I'm not there, I guess. It's just so fascinating to me how Coke made Santa. Like, they didn't make Santa, but they made Santa. And even think about how, like, Coca-Cola Red, the color, is like the Christmas color. Solidified red as the #1 Christmas color. Chew on that. If you're interested, definitely research more about this topic, because it has so many more layers and it gets so much more fascinating to just think about the ties to consumerism and Christmas now versus Christmas pre-1930. So yeah, very fascinating, very fun. Coke, stop making AI ads, please. We are begging you. If you want more of us, our Instagram is @likewise_pod and our TikTok is @likewise.pod. Yay! Oh my gosh, thank you so much for listening and or watching. I hope you have a very holly jolly rest of your day. Bye!